Channel, and hello if you're new here. Thank you so much for joining. So just a quick disclaimer, this is actually Poppy from the future. I realised when I sat down to edit that I didn't do an intro. How could I forget to film an intro? So here I am, providing you guys with an intro. Anyway, so we're going to start getting through some series that I'm in the middle of on my physical TBR. So in this weekly vlog, we're going to try and finish some series that I've got on my shelves that I'm halfway through, or I've got like the last book left to read or something. I'm going to start making this a bit of a series, finishing series on my shelves, getting through my physical TBR in general, because you have no idea how much I need to do that. This whole situation back here is getting ridiculous. I actually think I was halfway through. I think I was actually halfway through a book when I started the vlog. I was clearly just very excited, came home and I was like, I feel like vlogging today. So I was halfway through the second book in a series in the vlog, and that was the Whitsex series, the second book, which I think is called Save Me by Ashley M. Rostek. So cue montage. Guys, I thought I would do a reading update for you whilst I am making my lunch. It's more like brunch. I'm trying to like intermittently fast, so I'm trying to not eat my first meal to at least after like midday. Have my last, like my dinner not too late, because I honestly feel like that for me is one of the most effective ways to lose weight, because I've just been indulging a little bit this summer and I could definitely do with losing a few kilos. So this is me trying to be bit better. I literally went on a food trip yesterday and just bought like salad bits and things like that. I'm gonna try and not eat too many carbs, but I can't cut carbs out completely because I have to ride the horses, so I need the energy. But yeah, I'm just trying to make some more conscious food choices right now. But this is like my favorite meal for midday because it really fills me up until dinner. I'm talking like I'm a nutritionist. I'm so not a nutritionist, but okay, so reading update. Sorry if you can hear my bacon just like sizzling away in the background. I finished the second book in the Whitsex series by Ashley M. Rostek, which is called Save Me. Just a quick overview of what this series is about. It's about a girl whose parents and twin sister get like brutally murdered, and it's because of she had a stalker. This guy was stalking her and obsessed with her for years and years and years, and he found out that they were trying to run away from him, so he breaks into her house one night, and yeah, it's a bit of a massacre, and we get like drip-fed information about what happened that night, flashbacks here and there. She goes into witness protection, and in her new identity, her new town, and in her new life, the neighbours are the four brothers. We've got two twins, Creed and Colt, and then the two older brothers in the group, which are Keelan and Knox. And it's basically just following, it's a Why Choose romance. It's not really that dark. I think more her storyline of what's happened to Shiloh is a lot darker than the actual content of like the spice and the Why Choose element to it. So I would actually recommend this if you are newer to dark romance or the Why Choose genre, because it's pretty light in that aspect, like especially the spice. The spice is not that great in it, to be honest, but the storyline is what's keeping me reading on. But the first book, which I think was called Find Me, was so much better. I think I gave that like 4.5 or maybe even 4.75 stars. I gave this 4 stars on Goodreads. You're gonna think this is really like picky and ridiculous, but it was more like a 3.9. Like not even a 3.8, it was like a 3.9. It just was really slow, nothing really happened in it. It was just more, it was very character driven, this one. It was just more like exploring the dynamics of her relationships with the brothers, and she gains like a new enemy, but nothing's really been explored there yet. Nothing really happened. There's 4 books in this series, and I feel like I can already tell it definitely could have probably just been 3 books, like a trilogy. Anyway, so using a pen as a bookmark, because I cannot for the life of me find bookmarks anywhere. Started book 3 today, which is called Love Me, and I'm only 40 pages in, so I can't really say too much about it, but I'm currently at work, so I'm just quickly doing an update, and I'm sort of reading this when I've got time at work. And yeah, I just feel like I just want the story to progress a little bit more. I almost thought I was going to give the first book 5 stars. So to go from like loving the first book that much to just kind of like entering a bit of a lull in the story, but I'm sure it's going to pick up. I'm sure the guy that's stalking her, because he's still out there, the murderer, like he's still out there. So obviously this is all going to catch up to this storyline eventually. But yeah, I just feel like it's just slowed down a little bit. The first book was really fast. These books are really slow. But anyway, so I'm going to read this book, see how I'm feeling when I get to the end of it. The thing about these books is they're so short. Like this is only 260 pages, so I've been reading them in like a day. Obviously it might not happen today because I started this morning and I'm at work, but I'm definitely going to get at least halfway through it. And yeah, I'm going to just try and get through series that I'm in the middle of this week. I really want to finish. I'm in my Wide Shoes era again. So there is one book on the Filthy Wicked Psycho series left that I haven't read, which is Savage Hearts. I might read that next if this book doesn't grab me before going into the last one. But it's definitely like it's a solid start, that's for sure. It just the first book was so much better than the second one. Anyway, I need to actually cook some food because I'm going to be so late back to work at this point. Okay, I just finished work and I'm going to run up here so quickly because I've got a package here, which is, if it's what I think it is, this is very, very exciting PR. I need to locate some scissors. I'm going to try not use a nail file like I did in my last book haul. I feel like my car keys will do. It is exactly what I thought it was going to be. Guys, stop. This is so exciting. This is Where's Molly? The PR package for the release. Oh, this is so cool. I love the box. Okay. Oh, even the tissue paper is, oh, look at that. Exciting. What have we got in here? So, really cool water bottle with Molly's wanted sign on it. Love that. This is the book, which is going to be like, I wouldn't say like a special edition of it, but it's like an edition that you can only get in the PR boxes. So I feel very, very grateful to be able to have this edition. It is hardback. So we'll open that in just a sec. We've got a pig because if you've read the books, you'll know exactly why. Exactly why we've got pigs in the PR box. We've got Molly's wanted poster, little pin with some pigs on again. And then a really cool bookmark, which has got foiling on it, which I really like. This is cool. I'm in need of a bookmark. I feel like I literally just said this morning I can't find a bookmark, so that's great. And we've also got literally a whole newspaper. Oh my God, it's actually a newspaper article. Are you joking? Oh my God. Oh my God. So there's a crossword on it. It's the whole newspaper article. I'm blown away. I'm blown away by this. So yeah, that is super cool. Then for the grand reveal of the book, it's got a little pig sticker on it. Looks like this. Oh my goodness. That is incredible. Red foiled, sprayed edges, blurb, and the pages are a joke. The formatting in this is insane. Incredible. Thank you so much to HG Carlton and her team for sending me this PR package. I adore this book, I adore this world, I adore these characters, so feeling very, very grateful. Thank you so much. This is amazing. I need to find somewhere on my shelves now to put this. guys, so I thought, hello Coda, have you come in now? So I thought I would do a quick update. I'm about halfway through the third book in the Witsex series, so I am on page 109 and I'm kind of disappointed. I loved book 1 and I nearly gave it 5 stars. I thought it was so good, really fast paced, really exciting. I feel like book 2 and 3 have literally just been the same day over and over and over. I feel like she goes to school, she gets bullied, she goes on a run, she takes it too far, she needs saving, she keeps arguing with the boys, pushing them away, they're obsessed with her, the same nightmares, and then we just repeat the same day all over again. I just feel like it's literally the same thing over and over again. And as much as I'm not hating it, at this point when I'm like halfway through book 3, I need something to happen, because obviously the inevitable is going to happen in terms of the storyline. Like, the guy who unalived all her family, he's still out there. At some point between this book and the last book, he's going to come back, right? I've also just realised, sorry guys, I've got my ambience music on, which is like this cozy room with rain in it. So I'm really sorry if you can hear that in the background. I've just realised I've been talking whilst it's essentially fake raining in my living room. I'm not bored per se, but I just want something to happen. And, oh, that was a grumpy. The spice also isn't really that great. Not that spice defines a good book. It's literally a couple of sentences and that's it. There isn't really much tension or angst. And I feel like in a Why Choose, I'm really surprised that the author has not managed to get across any of that. So I feel like I'm slating it, but I'm not. I just feel like right now it's sitting at like a 3.5 star. But the way I felt about the first book, I did not realise I would be feeling this little about what was to come. But anyway, like, I don't want to, we still got half this book to go, we still got half a book to go. Depending on how this book ends, I don't know whether I will finish that book in this vlog or whether I will just pick up something else for the vlog that grabs my attention a bit more and that I'm finding a bit more exciting, because obviously there's so many books on my physical TBR that I desperately need to get through. So, reading update, I actually just finished the third book in the Witsex series. Honestly, these books, I just fly through them in like a whole day. They are so easy to read and they are really fun. However, I do think I am actually going to save the last book to probably read like maybe next week. I think I just need a little bit of a break, reading them like literally consecutively. Haven't read anything else in between, and I do feel like book 2 and 3 were nowhere near as good as the second book. So I have like 3 main issues with this. I'm sort of sitting between like a 3.75 and a 4-star rating. And the only reason I'm considering 4 stars now is just purely because of the way this book ended, which was really good. So one of my biggest issues is, so Shiloh is literally a 18-year-old virgin when this book starts. And then she enters a polyamorous relationship with 4 brothers. And we have absolutely no inner monologue whatsoever about how she feels about that. Like, whether it worries her, whether she's okay with it, whether she's wondering what other people might think about it or anything like that. Not that anybody should be bothered about relationships like that whatsoever, but just, I think it's unrealistic for an 18-year-old girl to not be like, hang on a minute, like, what am I doing? And have some sort of inner monologue surrounding it, Because also the ages of the brothers as well are, I think the twins are both her age or maybe a little bit older, like 19 or 20. And then Knox and Keelan, the older brothers, are 23 and 25. So I just feel like because she's 18, how is she not maybe even just a bit intimidated by it or anything? Because she's literally never had a sexual experience before. So I'm finding that a bit unrealistic. The other thing that I don't like is the whole witness protection Witsec subplot to the book has very much been very, very, very subplot and just kind of lost amongst the romance but the romance is lacking. The spice is a bit below par. The romance itself is pretty lacking. It's just very, it's a bit bland for a Why Choose, I'll be completely honest. It's not my favourite Why Choose romance that I've read. And I just feel like the actual witness protection side of the story and Mr. X, who's out there after her, he's unalived all her family. Is she safe? Is she not? She keeps getting all these feelings. I will say the foreshadowing in the book is really good, but she keeps getting these feelings something's not right. She feels like she's being watched. And I wish there was more emphasis on that part of the story, because that would be, it just needs to be a bit of a better balance between the two, because that would be so much more exciting, I think, to read. I think book 2 and 3 could have just been one book. There was a lot of filler, and the other third and last problem that I had with it was that it was just the same thing all the time. Everything was very repetitive, like the nightmares and the baking and the arguing with Knox and going to the gym and just sitting in one of their offices and waiting for them, or getting into an argument with the girls at school. And that's another thing, like the girls, the bullies at her school, the way they're bullying her is like they're literally taking it so far. And I'm just like, 18-year-olds would not do that. I mean, there probably would be a select few that do, but I just feel like in the general consensus of it is like, no 18-year-olds are rocking up to a Halloween party with knives on them and dragging a girl out into the woods to a cabin and basically being like, who's gonna unalive her? Like, that's just so unrealistic to me. But I feel like I've just ranted about it. It's not that I'm not enjoying it, it's just I feel like I'm having more issues with it. I'm enjoying it, but the first book was so good. Like, I literally nearly gave it 5 stars, and I think it's because the first book really had a lot of focus on the witness protection and what happened to Shiloh, why she's ended up with a new life and a new identity, and I think I preferred that a lot more. But that being said, like, if someone said to me, would I recommend this, I would say yes, just purely because it is so easy to read. You can fly through it. There is romance, there is a bit of spice, there is obviously the mystery sort of thriller side to the storyline as well. Like, it's not bad, I just think maybe I had too high hopes based off of the first book, but you never know, the 4th book could be so much better, because it's definitely all coming to a head now, and the way that this book ended was really good, which is why I was thinking potentially 4 stars. So anyway, I'm going to save that. I'm going to read that probably next week. I really just feel like I want to delve into something else. So there's 3 series that come to mind where I've only got 1 book left in them, so I'm going to pick one of those. So the first one is the Shepherd King series. I've got the second book, 2 Twisted Crowns. That is a completely different vibe, because that's just going to be fantasy. However, I am really excited to read that. The next book is the last book of the Filthy Wicked Psycho series by Eva Ashwood, which is called Savage Hearts. That is a Why Choose dark romance. And because I'm kind of reading Why Choose, that did come to mind. I might potentially read that. And then the other book is The Darkest Temptation, which is the last book in the Maid series by Danielle Laurie. So that would finish off, if I read one of those books, that's going to finish up another series that I haven't yet finished on my shelves. So I think the way I'm going to choose is by doing a wheel, and I'm going to put the names in. I'm just going to tap the wheel and get the wheel to choose for me, because I can't choose, and I feel like that'd be exciting. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just quickly get up a wheel on here. Should I type in a wheel picker? Is that even a thing? A wheel picker? There isn't anything else, I think, where I've got 1 left to finish off a series. Oh, I've got Unravel Me. I've got Unravel Me in the Playing for Keeps series. No, I don't feel like hockey romance. So here we go. I'm going to spin. Ooh. Oh my god, what's that on? It's Savage Hearts by Eva Ashwood, which is this book here. Okay, so in case you guys don't know what this series is about, this is a dark Why Choose romance series. If you have maybe recognised the book Twisted Game, which is this book here, it was kind of floating around on BookTok a while ago, and it is actually really good for a Why Choose romance. It is on the darker side. I'd say it's like a medium. No, I'd say it's like light to medium dark romance. So if you're new to dark romance, you could definitely still read this series. It is really good. If I remember correctly, let me actually try and see how much of this I can remember, because I actually read this last May, and the last book wasn't out, which is why I haven't got around to reading it yet. So you've got Victor, Ransom, and Malice, I think. Yes, you do. And they are the Veronin brothers. So Malice is like the really scary, brooding one. Victor, he's like a little computer nerd. He's very, very quiet, very reserved, a bit of an introvert. And then we've got Ransom, which is like the kind of more outgoing, extroverted, cheeky one. They are such good characters. I really, really enjoyed the book. There are some spicy scenes in the first book that have lived in my mind rent-free. The spice in this is so good as well. Like, it's definitely better than like the Wit Soak series that I've just read. Also, Eva Ashwood does the best. She literally has the best dedications ever. The dedication in this is for all the readers who've been begging for a twin sandwich scene. I heard you. She's honestly, her dedications are iconic every single time. Let me read like the first one. Oh my God, they're just so good. So the one in book 1 is for all the readers who like their book boyfriends covered in red flags. Red is my favourite colour too. Like, she's just iconic with them. It's funny how I remember all the brothers and the boys' names. I don't remember their FMC's name. Basically, she witnesses a murder one night and the unaliver then comes after her, and then she gets saved by the Veronan brothers. And I think they kind of like half take her under her wing, but a little bit against her will. And the person that was doing the unaliving is, she's connected to him, and then that guy was also connected to them. That's me trying to remember off the top of my head. And so he ends up being watched by them. And anyway, we're 3 books in now, and there's like a whole underground mafia network, which through Willow being involved in that night where she witnessed that murder, she managed to escape from. Through her being involved in that, it sort of like uncovers a whole sort of like underground network that she's involved in, and they're just trying to get to the bottom of it all. That is me really just trying to remember it off the top of my head. I do know whilst I'm reading this book that the story is going to come back to me, because for me to even remember that much about a book that I read a year ago, bearing in mind I've probably read about 150 books since then, I'm pretty proud of myself. So let's start Savage Hearts. So, I'm sorry, it has been a while since I last updated you. I've literally just filmed a YouTube video, which is why I've got some makeup on. But yeah, so I didn't manage to update yesterday. I just had the busiest day. So yesterday was Thursday, today's Friday. I was so busy, so much to do at the stables, and I wanted to vlog a little bit when I was down the yard. And then my phone, when I got to the stables, was on like 7% battery, so I couldn't even use any, I couldn't even video basically when I was at the yard. So anyway, let's just do a quick update. So I am 128 pages into Savage Hearts. I didn't get to read much yesterday. Then when I did finally have time to sit down and read, I was so tired. One of the problems I feel like I'm having with this, even though I'm enjoying it, is that because I read this series over a year ago, all of the momentum and the suspense and the need and the angst, everything that was building in the first 3 books, I kind of feel like I've picked this up, and this picks up right where book 3 left off. I actually had to go back and read the last 2 chapters of it, but this does pick up right where this left off, and I feel like, so the urgency and the suspense, everything just isn't quite there for me, because, well, I read that like over a year ago. I think I read it in May last year, so I feel like it's taken me a while to get back into it. It did take me a good 128 pages, but I'm back into it again, really enjoying it. Really like Eva Ashwood's writing. I feel like when picking it up and reading her stuff again, I'm like, she does write really well. It's easy, but it's also, there's also like attention to detail in it. I wouldn't say it's the most lyrical writing that you've ever read, but it's not plain or bog standard either. So I really like it. It's like the sweet spot. I'm gonna read a little bit more of this. I have had a really busy day again today, but I've just filmed a YouTube video, and now I'm finally, I think, what time is it? It's literally like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm gonna have to go to the stables soon. I'm gonna try and get some reading done for the next couple of hours before I have to go and ride the horses. So yeah. another reading update. I think I'm gonna sneeze. Okay, no, I'm not. I probably am. It's one of those sneezes, you know, it's like right there, but it's not there as well. Anyway, so reading update, I think it's been a day or just over a day since I last updated you, so I'm very, very sorry. I was also busy editing other footage for YouTube as well, but I have now finished Savage Hearts. I am not entirely sure what I'm gonna rate it yet. I think I'm sitting in between a 3.8 or 4 stars. Because I think my problem is, I read the first 3 books as I mentioned May last year, and I think I left it far too long between reading those to picking up this one. I just think I'd lost all momentum that I'd gained, all the like suspense and the thrill of it. There were parts of the story that I wasn't quite 100% on, and then I would remember it as I was going along, but I just think I just lost my way with it a little bit, but it wasn't that it wasn't enjoyable. I really like Eva Ashford's writing. I think after reading the Whitsex series and then picking up this book, the writing in this is definitely a lot better, and the spice for a Why Choose Romance is just so good. I had also really missed the characters. I really missed Victor and Ransom. I like them the most, and I had really missed those characters, especially Vic. He is such a great character. I think I'm going to wrap up the vlog here, just because I think this is the perfect time. Like, it's my birthday in 2 days, so I'm off work on Thursday, and I've got some really fun plans at the weekend, so this is the perfect time to wrap up the vlog. I am going to start a fresh book tonight. I'm not entirely sure what it's going to be, whether it's going to be the Whitsex series or whether I'm going to start something else entirely. However, I do just have 1 book left in that series, so maybe I should just finish it and read it. Thank you so much for spending the week with me, guys. Don't forget to give this vlog a thumbs up if you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe as well so you don't miss any of my upcoming content, and I'll see you guys in my next video.